So can all of you see my slide now? All right. Okay. So for today's topic is about cognitive. So when we talk about cognitive, is sometimes it's a bit jargon, right? It's not that layman words. So basically, cognitive is talking about what is your brain, what your brain can do, the function of your brain. So that's why the cognitive is a complex process that happening in our brain that require your brain to think, require your brain to remember, and also to understand. So when having all this process happening together, that is what happening, the complex process, and call it as a cognitive function for your brain. So your cognitive functions is include five most important things, which you can see in the screen now. Usually when we talk about brain, people only think about, it's all about memory, whether I forgetful or not, or I can be very sharp in remembering things or not. But it is beyond that because your brain is not only to store the things inside. Okay, it is also your skill, your capability to focus, to pay attention. Like for example, now all of you ladies and gentlemen are here. Try to focus on what I am saying, which is maybe there's some background noise behind you, or maybe if you have grandchildren's around, but you're still able to focus on what I'm saying now. Okay, the next thing is about language. Yeah, so the ability of your brain to understand languages. For example, now what you're doing, would you able to follow my conversation? Yes? Would you able to understand what I'm saying? So that means that you still have the brain function capability in understanding and following the conversation. And most people usually will talk about being forgetful already, that the words that you want to say doesn't coming out. You know, like it's always like the tip of your tongue. Like you want to think about the words. What is the words? What is the words I want to say? So all of this is your capability of your brain to do, to come up with the words and to make a sentence and understanding the conversation. The next one is of your brain function is executive function. So executive function, it is more complex process. Like for example, for you to do planning. Let's say that you know that you want to join webinar today, right? The webinar is at 3 p.m. Then you plan, I must make sure that I already take my lunch. Or if I'm a person that I like to nap in the morning, I will nap first before the webinar so I'm fresh and I can get more knowledge. So all of that planning that you do is executive function. If you are still able to that during this time, so means that your this function is still intact. And then the last one, the important function that I want to share with you is visuospatial skill. So visuospatial skill is like how you make sense of when you're looking at the space, you know how to see whether you can go in or not. Like for example, who are still driving here? Is anyone still driving here?
Yes.
Yes, good. So when you're driving, right, when you want to reverse your car, you will look at the side mirror and you see, oh, okay, I see there's some space, so I will reverse more. And if it's not, then you will go more further. But sometimes now we have a sensor, so like there was like tee 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 sound. So as long as the tee 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 is not tee, then you won't stop. Yeah, but that is all the visual spatial skills. Because like for example, when someone have a decline in this function of visual spatial skill, like I have a patient, right, when they want to hold hold the glass, their eye coordination and also their hand movement is not aligned, where she thought that she already want to touch the glass, but actually it's still more further away. So that is where the brain function skill in making sense of what you're looking at and your motor skills. So when now I hope you already have a brief understanding on what is cognitive. So the aim of today's talk is basically on how to make sure that you can prevent or can slow down to make sure that this cognitive function are still good. Okay, SPH. Now, why prevention is matter? Okay, always we heard prevention is better than cure, but it's easy to say rather than doing it, right? And it's sad to know that most of our people, not just in Malaysia, even in worldwide, people are more tend to spend more money when something already happened, for treatments, for medications, but it's a very small little minority of the group of people that really want to do something before it happened. But I'm happy to see all of you, ladies and gentlemen, here today because you are concerned and you are cautious and you want to spend your precious time on something that you can prevent. Okay, so now let's learn together. I put here in the slide, there are about 45% of modifiable risk. So what does it mean is that that's in out of 100% of risk that happening in our life, either it is internal or external factors, something that you can prevent or something that you cannot prevent. That's about 45% the things that actually you can avoid yourself from getting it, so that it will reduce your risk on getting a cognitive decline, or we call it, to make it easier, memory issues lah. Okay, so what are the most common things that you know when we're talking about memory issues? People will think about dementia, right? Yeah, or sometimes people will think about Alzheimer disease. Or kalau dalam Melayu, dalam bahasa Malaysia kita panggil nyanyuk. So that is the usual terms that we heard when we're talking about when you already forgetful. So that is about 45%. And in that 45% that I want to share with you consists of 14 risk factors that layer across your lifetime. Okay, so now let's look at what is the modifiable risk that you need to take note. Okay, remember I said just now, the modifiable risk is across the timeline of your lifetime. So it will start even in the early life. Means once you're born, if you have your grandchildren, if you have your kids, you need to make sure that they have education. Because why? By having education, you will reduce about 5% of risk of getting a memory problem or the cognitive decline issue. Because when you expose your brain with the new things, learning new skills, you are actually creating a brain capacity and brain resistant, brain resilient. You're connecting all the neurons all together. And that's what prepare you to have a lower risk of getting cognitive decline in the later life. So that's why here, if all of us here, we cannot do anything already for the low education, but we can still learn a lot of things and have the continuation of learning until our life, for how long that we want to learn. Okay, so in the early life, make sure our kids and younger generation having a good education. Okay, second part of our life is the midlife. Okay, so the midlife is where all these lists are being listing out. There's about how many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 10 risk factors that will coming out when you are in the midlife. Okay, the most higher risk here is hearing loss, which is 7%. Even though this is 7%, but it does contribute a lot because there's a lot of research published out there that strongly suggests that when you're having a hearing impairment or hearing loss, it will contribute to having dementia or having Alzheimer's disease. Because why? When you cannot hear properly, all the information that we retain inside your brain, it is just how much that you can hear. You cannot grab the whole things, and it makes you to become frustrated whenever like people talking to you, but you cannot listen carefully, but you cannot fully understand them, and it makes you tend to isolate yourself. You don't want to talk to people. It make you less stimulated. So all of this is really contributing by having the hearing loss. So that is why when you have the hearing problem and you get the hearing device, is for you to wear, not your shelf to wear it. Because usually, uncle, do you have a hearing aid? So, oh, I got it, but I left it in my drawer. So who's the one who wearing the hearing aids now? Yeah. So if you feel that you or your loved one having these hearing issues, please do get a checkup. Okay, because this is very important. The next thing is the high cholesterol. So being in Malaysia, we have all the wonderful food with all this fat, but there is a lot of good fat food that you can take. So, but here is if you try to make sure to avoid from having this high cholesterol, then you will reduce more 7%. Okay, so depression after post-COVID, right? There's a lot of my client that I know that they become more declined in terms of their memory. It's because of their experiencing the post-COVID syndrome, where they already used to not seeing people. They feel more anxious going out because the virus is still here and there, and that caused them to become depressed. So when they're depressed, again, it is still going to be effect for the whole overall of the mental health, and that contribute about 3%. And another 3% here is a traumatic brain injury, like for example, for those who are playing sports, like for example in the US, the younger generation who playing American football, they have a lot of impact into the brain. Now there's a lot of increasing cases of having younger onset of having dementia or memory issues. So, or maybe you used to have a bad accidents, yeah? So all this traumatic event will contribute about 3%. And the next one is second, with 2% is a physical inactivity, which is something that our Malaysian is very hard to do, which is the physical exercise. So by having less physical exercise, it does contribute 2%. I don't want to touch more on that because I will go more on detail about exercise in the next slides. Then the next one is of course diabetes, high blood pressure, together with the high cholesterol, all these three most common and more common diseases among our Malaysian, being in obesity and also excessive alcohol consumption. So by knowing all this, if you still don't have all of these diseases, that's why it is important for you to maintain and to prevent it. Okay. Now let's look at for the last phase of our life, which is the later life. Okay, so for the later life, there are three most significant factor that are suggested by research. Okay, one, the most higher in the later life is low social activities. Remember just now I'm saying about if you not have a good hearing, you tend to not more talk to people, and people also doesn't like to talk to you because you're always like, what? Sorry, what? Then this causes you to become more not social with people. So it causes a low social activity. It is not enough stimulation. You are not talking to people. You're not getting learning and new things. That will contribute about 5% for you to have a higher risk of having cognitive problem. The next one is air pollution. Air pollution, we can't do much, but there are a big study happening in the worldwide, especially like India, where the country that having a very huge air pollution problem. It does shows that it contributes to this cognitive problem. And lastly, it's not only about hearing, but the vision. The vision also need to be taken care of, because the vision loss or vision impact does contribute. Again, it goes similar. When your eyes is not seeing well, you're not so keen to participate in any activities and cause you to be less stimulated. Okay. Now, so knowing all this, all this type of modifiable risk factor, I hope it does give you some reflection and make you feel that this is important for you to take note and as well to share with others. Now, let's look at the 5 steps that we can do and is suggested. This study is already conducted in UKM, Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia, among a big cohort of our among about 6,000 plus participants. And for this study, I need to check back the numbers, but it's a very high impact and high trusted research outcome that it shows that if you do all these 5 steps, it will improve if you already have the memory issues. Also, it will maintain and to slowing down the process and to prevent you from getting a cognitive decline in the later life. So these 5 things is using your hand. Yeah. So each of your fingers are contributing to each of the 5 important steps. So let us go through one by one. Okay, first here is brain stimulation. Yeah, remember just now I said that if you are socially inactive, you are not really talking to people, not learning new skills, yeah, your brain is not enough stimulation, because for you to prevent it and to make your brain still active, it need to be stimulated. So what are the things that we can do? So basically is to learn and learn new things and also share. Means it need to be both way. It's not just you learn yourself and just to keep it, but also remember just now I said the brain function, it need to be more than that, where you learn but you also share. So that is where you try to remember back what information that you already take and you give to other people, and then you try to practice it. Maybe just a simple day-to-day things that you can do is by reading aloud your newspapers. Yeah, I know like my grandpa and grandma still like to read newspapers, a physical newspaper. You can try to read aloud. Why? Because your eye is looking at the newspaper and your ear is hearing to that. And hopefully after that also you can share what are the current news to everyone. Yeah. Uh, Around your neighborhood as well. Not just like gossiping, but you can just take care of each other, like knowing what happened to your neighbors and so on. So by doing all that, is you can give enough stimulation. Perhaps who likes to cook, you can try to cook a new recipe. Yeah, try to remember the recipe, try remember the steps, or you can start doing crafting. And the last one is something that I really love to do. I love singing. I love karaoke. So you remember the lyrics. Yeah. So all of these things is do something that you enjoy the most. Yeah, you can try to learn new thing, but if it's something that not cause you to looking forward to do it, then try to shift to other activities. Okay, now let's go to the next one. Okay, healthy nutrition. Healthy nutrition, I believe our Kementerian Kesihatan or Ministry of Health is already promoting a good awareness on suku-suku separuh, which is half need to be from your vegetables or from your fruits, and then the other quarter is from grain, nasi lah, beras kan, and then the other suku is protein, meat, tofu, egg. So as long as you make sure that you try to take care of this good portion of a meal, it should be good enough for you. All right. Try to make sure that later today or even later during dinner, try to make sure to fill up your plate with half of it is vegetables and fruits. Whenever if you go to the store before like usually the step of going to store, they will put the rice, right? You can ask, okay, minta suku. Usually I will ask for separuh, but now you can ask for I want suku. Yeah, you can try to ask for suku only, and then you take the first lauk that you need to look, the first dishes that you need to look at is look for vegetables. Try to fill up your plate with that first. Any green leafy, okra, lady's finger, brinjal or any ulam-ulam, ulam raja. What are the ulam-ulam that is very good for your brain? Ulam raja is very good for your brain, because there's a research also widely conducted in UKM showing that it's a very good, doing good with your for your cognitive. And then if to make it easy for you to practice also, the most easiest is that to make everything less sweet for your drinks. Yeah, when you ask for coffee, it's okay if you like to drink coffee every day, but you ask for less sweet. The best is like no sugar. Yeah, Like here in ACT4Health, we have our research participant. They all are very good. They're asking for black coffee, zero sugar at all. So that's a very good practice. And if you really like to eat chickens and all, instead of fried, why not now you try to swap it with a steam cooking method or grill method. So try to swap a little bit, by little, and later on you will get used to very good healthy nutrition lifestyle. And the other one that I'm now currently doing is also to shift my white rice to brown rice. But to be honest, I cannot take whole this brown rice, but you can start practicing it by mixing with half and half. Yeah, half white rice and half brown rice. For the white rice, I love the Thai fragrant rice because it's make it taste better and smells better, smells more delicious. But you eat a brown rice. Okay, so that's about the healthy nutrition. Okay. Now let's go to the next. So remember the first one just now, the 5-step is, one is brain stimulation. Now we are at the second tips, which is the healthy nutrition. Now let's look at the step number 3, which is physical activity. Yeah. So can I ask who this morning, you can raise your hand, but if you are already switched on your camera, can you raise your hand who already do the morning walk today? Can I see? Yeah, Madam Ivy. Okay, she said. Okay, who else? Let me see from my screen. How to see all the screen, huh? Oh, okay. My setting, I cannot see all of you. Okay. Oh, my technical team also raise hand. So walk for or do the morning walk. Okay, who doesn't do morning walk? Say, I'm not doing morning walk lah, doctor. I like to do evening walk. Okay, who already do your evening walk? Or not already do. Wants to do your evening walk later today? Can raise your hand. Okay. Yeah, because you need to know that you need to target at least in 1 week, you try to get about 150 minutes of exercise. So if you want to divide it, actually, it take about you need to take about 5 times for each Monday to Friday too. Like every morning, you need to walk about 30 minutes, brisk walk, as simple as that. Yeah, but when you do walk also, it's not just a very slowly walk. Try to make it as a brisk walk so that you will feel a bit breathless. Yeah, you make your heart to pumping more, and thus it pumping more blood to your whole body. So just doing by a simple walking, or if you like the gardening, you can do gardening. Look it for snipping or pruning all your lovely plants. If you have stairs at home, climbing stairs, but please make sure to take care. Yeah. So all these simple things, just try to aim every day 30 minutes and for 5 times, then you will take already for this 5 step to prevent your cognitive decline. There are other things that I would like to emphasize as well for our seniors, which is the strengthening and balancing routine. Okay, because for strengthening, as we get old, our muscle and our muscle strength would be lesser because of our muscle akan kecut sedikit, yeah. So what you can do is to strengthen back all your muscle. Like for example, here I put, there are some routine that you can do, which is sit to stand. So sit to stand means you sit on the chair and then you stand. You sit, you stand. So you can just do at your home just about 10 repetition. But please make sure when you do sit to stand, make sure your chest is stable lah. Make sure your stand is stable. If you still worry that your chest will be moved around because you sit and stand, you can make it close to the wall so that it doesn't move. Or you also can do a simple wall push. You know, like rather than you doing a push-up, push-up is a bit susah lah for seniors, right? Even for me myself also. So you can do just a wall push-up so that you make some strengthening. Or when you're standing, you can do a heel raise so that you can improve your muscle strength in your calf as well. Yeah. And other things that also I want like to suggest you to do, rather than strengthening, you also need to focus on balancing. Yeah, because there's a lot of fall cases among our seniors that is actually related to the imbalance movement. So what you can do is that while you are cooking, or while you are, even while you're listening to me, you can stand with your one leg and then you're leaning to the wall like that. Yeah, by holding at the table or the chair or your sofa, then you can try to all this about 10 seconds, but for 10 repetition. With that, just as simple as that, no need for you to go to the gyms or whatsoever. So just focus on those something that very simple for you to do and something that easy to maintain. Okay. Now that's about the physical activity. Let me see. Am I missed to share anything else? Okay. All right. Now we move forward to the next one, which is okay. So psychosocial support. Okay, about psychosocial support is what is mean is the people surrounding you. What are the friends that you have, the family members that you have. Yeah, so all of this that will contribute you to feel more keen. You feel every time you wake up from every time you wake up every morning, you feel like I'm looking forward to do something today, because you have friends and you have family who support you and understand you, and there's always someone to remind you about a healthy lifestyle that you need to do. Like for example, for today, you feel like, okay, I feel like so lazy like to do a morning walk, but then suddenly and your friend were calling you, hey, why I didn't see you at the park? Come. So that's why it's very important to have a good psychosocial support. So meeting new friends, and do you know that there are pusat activity warga emas that available in throughout our area, where they promote an active senior lifestyle. And this is where also you can get a very good support in terms of where you can learn new things. They have a cooking classes, crafting classes, dancing classes, singing classes. So all of this senior association, or try to find out where all these things are available near to your area, any resources. And actually in the last slide, I will share a QR code where you can take a picture, and then anytime that you want, you can scan and try to get resources of where are the activities and the people that you can meet around that perhaps having a same interest as you are, that want to improve your lifestyle. Okay, and I put here group WhatsApp. Because like for example, like previously, my mom, she have a neighborhood group WhatsApp. Like if anything, they will post up there. Like for example, when there's extra rambutan at their house, their tree have a lot of rambutan, they will take pictures, say, okay, who wants can come to my place. Yeah, so that group WhatsApp, if you have it, is good. Try to take care of your group WhatsApp. Share about the positive things, positive knowledge, because that is what to make sure that you have a good connection with people. That is your network. If you need to ask for help, that is your psychosocial support. Okay, and for those who are still active and you are still keen to contribute to the community, then you can join all this NGO or association that have a same cause and same interest as you, so that you can continue to contribute. Because I do understand all of our seniors here, all of you are used to be, you are somebody in the younger generation. You have a very good wisdom, you have a very good experience, very good skills. So this is where when someone already retired, you feel like you still want to contribute. So we really encourage you to do so, and to find where are the places that you can contribute and channel all of your interests. Okay. Okay, so next one, I believe this is the last one. Yeah, so remember, I repeat again, the 5 fingers. So the first one is the brain stimulation, a healthy diet, physical exercise. The fourth one is psychosocial support. Now we are at the last step, which is control of chronic diseases. Try to relate back with all the modifiable risks that we have just now, the diabetes, the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol. So all of these things is you need to control. If you already have these diseases, make sure that you continue to have a follow up to see your doctors. Whenever you have follow ups, put reminder in your calendar, let your family member know so that you will continuously monitor your dose. Yeah. If there is any arrangement that to be done, and then it will still continue to see and make sure that all is still in the control level. If you don't have all of the diseases, thank God, then you need to monitor and make sure that you don't have it. By having a healthy lifestyle, the healthy nutrition, physical exercise, yeah, that is where you can make sure that you don't have this. And a simple practice is that who have at their home the BP machine. Okay, if you have a BP machine at home, please don't like every day to check your blood pressure. Janganlah hari-hari setiap jam pergi check your blood pressure. It's not a correct practice. But what you can do is that you try to make sure that you choose one dedicated day, one dedicated time. At least once a week, you need to measure your blood pressure. Let's say if you check your blood pressure is a bit high from the normal range, then I suggest you to start do a note taking. Maybe let's say when later you want to see a doctor, then you can share with the doctor about your blood pressure reading, and they can monitor whether they really need to start you with something, or they can give you more advice that not require you for you to take any medication. So remember, once a week, dedicated time. So let's say if I choose every Friday, I want to check, and then I want to check every morning. So every week, every Friday, every morning. So it's more standardized. So it's easier for your doctors to monitor you. Because if the time is not the same, the information that they get is not very helpful to help with your condition. Same with the glucose. Yeah, if you don't have the glucometer to check, we have all these services available in pharmacies. And I believe sometime previously my dad also having it for ringgit in the pharmacies that you can check your blood sugar. So all of this, please make sure if you don't have, you try to monitor. Okay, cholesterol, of course, try to reduce taking all the fried food. Just now, like I said, if you love chicken, rather than fried, you can change it to steam. You can make it alternative with the grill, so not just like everything fried. Okay, so that is about to control your the control of the chronic diseases. Okay, knowing what are the risk factors, then you feel, oh, okay, luckily I don't have it yet. Okay, or if you already have, but make sure, okay, now I know that I need to monitor and I need to control. Okay, but you need to know also when to look for doctor, when to seek for doctor's help. Okay, when it is time for you to see doctors. If we're talking about memory issues, right? There's always it's always you yourself will know better. This is what we call it as a subjective complaint. Subjective complaint means you are the one who feel like, I don't feel that I'm sharp as before. You know, previously I can remember things very well, but now it's a bit slow. It's a bit difficult for me. If out of 10 I only can remember 5, or out of 5 I only can remember 2, and the thing is doesn't come back to me whenever I forgot something. That is something that actually you can start to seek for help already. Yeah, you can start to do checkup. If it's okay, then it's good. Thank God if it's okay. But if there is already show the decline, then we can already start to help you with something. Remember, it's better to detect you in the early stage, because there's still a lot of things that we can do to improve your condition, rather than we see you but you're already in a later stage already, in a moderate to severe, which is not much of things that we can do. Okay, so now knowing all of you here, having a very good awareness and you are very cautious about your health, if you yourself feel that this is not really who I am, like I'm not good as before, then you can start to seek for help. Especially here when I'm saying that your forgetfulness begin to interfere your daily tasks. Is make you hazard, like you forgot to switch off the stove, something that cause you harmful, that is where you need to seek help. Or sometimes we also have, if you're very optimistic, people think, oh, maybe this is just a normal aging process. Yes, there is a normal aging process as well. But if your family members saying that, Mom, you are not like this before, I know you are good. Or maybe say, Mom, why your fried rice tastes a bit different? Did you forgot to put anything? Yeah. So if this all things start to happen, yes, this is time for you to seek for help as well. Remember I said, if you check, but if everything is good, it's okay. But if it's something that you can start early for when there is a problem, that is the better way. Yeah. And happen more often. So this thing happen more often than before. Sometimes it's just only, like I said, it's only sometimes, but now it's more frequent. And it is doesn't come back to you the information doesn't come back to you in no matter how you go to trace back your pathway and how the things has happened. And the most struggle here is that people really see is already very significant already, is that when you have a problem to follow conversation. Like for example, when I'm talking now, if you feel that you have struggle, maybe sorry about the way I present it. I don't want to say this is the example lah. Okay, maybe when you're talking to your friends, it's very difficult for you to understand the context of what they are talking, and you always have a missing pieces, missing words that you want to express with people. The word doesn't coming out through your mouth. That is also a time. It's a good time for you to have a check. Okay. All right. So this is this is my last slide actually. Okay, my last slide, I put it here as 1 week plan. One week plan here means is that hopefully whatever that you have learned today, or something new, or something that you always hear but you refresh it back, try to make it as this is your aim. Yeah, I put there are a weekly aim, or there's a daily aim. Okay, maybe you can start for those who are not still doing a morning walk or evening walk, or actually you can do it mall punya walk. Yeah, I love doing mall walk because there's an air condition, and there's a lot of things that I want just from my within my reach. So if you feel doesn't like so much because it's a hot weather in Malaysia, just do a mall walk in the air conditioned places, more indoor. So try to aim about 30 minutes walk, and then when you come back home, you can try to do this sit to stand, 2 10 repetition. 10 kali duduk bangun, ya. Do wall push up like I mentioned just now. Do a simple heel raise. Like from Monday, Wednesday, Friday, these 3 days, you try to do this routine. Okay. Try to see whether you enjoy it or not. If you not enjoy, then you can try to switch it with other activities that you may like. You can please share around with your friends. If you do with your friend, or if they feel like this is not good, you can suggest to them, oh, what I feel enjoy the most, you can share with other people. And then Tuesday, Thursday, the other remaining of 5 days, I love to see all the uncle and aunties, Chinese uncle aunties, they are doing Tai Chi at the Tasik here. Yeah. They can do, or at home, you can just switch on the Tai Chi video, and then you just follow. Not ever Tai Chi, if you have any other exercise, if you love more active movement, you can do aerobic. Oh, there's a lot of different types of exercise that require you to move a lot. Yeah. And then 10-minute balance exercise. So balance exercise just now also like require you to what are the balance exercise just now? Yeah, standing one leg. You can try to do not just stand your one leg for 10 minutes, no, but just switch it on. Tukar, change your from right leg to your left leg within this 10 minutes. Yeah. So if you've done the Monday, Friday, Wednesday, Tuesday until Monday until Friday, this routine, you already complete your 150 minutes per week's requirement for exercise. Yeah. That's why when talking about exercise, don't just think about, oh, I need to jog or I need to do a dumbbell. No, it's just a very simple as where you just involve all the movement of your body. That is what the definition of exercise. Yeah. And importantly, it causes you to sweat and it causes your heart to pump more. Okay. And then daily routine. Okay, daily routine. What you can do now is 10-minute skills snack. Skills snack here is actually terms about when you learn something new or you just do a reading, something that to stimulate your brain. Yeah. So about 10 minutes, do a reading, or play puzzle, play Sudoku, or if you like to play crossword puzzle, or if you have a grandchild, ask them to teach you a new technology on their phones. Yeah. And then you mix it with eating half of veggie in your plate. So take the veggie first to put inside your plate. Then whatever remaining half is for the other portion. But don't take a big plate. Yeah, nanti big plate. So it's not really in a good portion. It's a per serving plate. And then also make sure every day you meet people. Yeah, if you just meet your neighbor or if you're not talking to your neighbor, it's enough with the family members. Just ask how they feel today. Is there anything? Just talk. That's what to make sure that you are not isolated. Okay, that is your daily task. And then for this week, health task, if you have your BP machine, remember, like I said, try to set a good routine every week to check your blood pressure. If you don't have blood sugar test or or cholesterol test, you can try to start to check in the pharmacy to see how is your state now, yeah, whether how is your glucose level, how is your lipid level, cholesterol. And then if you are concerned about your eye health, you're not see very well, like when we are age, we have a cataract or some blurry and so on, or maybe your spec is not really updated already for how many years. Correct me if I'm wrong, you need to check your spectacle for every 2 years, is it? I also, yeah, but there are certain duration that you need to renew your spectacle power, right? Yeah. And then hearing screening. So all of this you can start to book already and to check if you want. And most importantly, to our gentlemen here, if you are smoking, it is time for you to stop smoking. And there is a lot of a government initiative available about the quitting the smoke, a correct way for you to quitting smoke, and with a good support to make sure you can stop from smoking. There's a Jom Quick here, yeah, there is a lot of initiative that you can scan and to even in a clinic kesihatan also there's a clinic for you to stop smoking. All right. So this is 1 week plan that you can do. I hope that you manage to take a picture or at least try to remember what are the weekly plan that you can start to do from after this webinar. Okay, so then with that is my last slide and thank you. So this is the QR code that I'm saying just now. If you scan, you can take picture in your using your camera phone and store it in your phone. So whenever that you think about, I remember about the webinar that day, Dr. Nina was saying, I can find some resources or I can find about what activities that I can do, then you can scan to this QR code and it will lead you to our senior health guide. It is available for free. It's an e-booklet. You can share around with your friends. If you have group WhatsApp, this is where I want you to share. This is the positive things for you to share. Yeah. And most importantly, it is valid and it's a research based. It's not just simply what Dr. Nina say, okay? All right. So, and I believe Sam also still busy handling the booth. Yeah, so let me proceed with the Q&A. We still have a good time to talk about if you have any question or if you want to share anything, please feel free to raise up your hand. You can switch on your mic and you can ask the question. Or if you're shy, you can drop in the chat box here.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you are welcome. Yeah, Madam Rose, you want to ask any question?
Very informative. Very informative.
Thank you so
Something to learn.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Make sure you share with others. Do you have any WhatsApp group with your senior friend?
Yeah. We have some. We have some WhatsApp group. Can share.
It is your neighborhood WhatsApp group, or is it a friends alumni school group?
Yeah. School group also have.
Ah,
Neighborhood group also have.
yes, that's very good. That's what I want because we have all our seniors with still connecting with the alumni, right? And when the child wedding, grandchildren wedding, that everything know the updates there.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Would you like to ask anything?
No, it's quite clear. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
But practice is not so easy lah.
Mm,
Easier. At
may I
least
know
you
why?
know.
May I know
Discipline.
why?
Discipline.
Oh, discipline. Yeah,
Yeah, too much discipline.
that's what I said just now. Psychosocial support. You try to make sure that you do it with your friends. So that you be more interesting to do together. When someone feel tired, feel lazy, then it's time for you to, hey, jom, 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 jom. After this, we go makan-makan or go shopping. Yeah, just shopping also is a walk. That's why I call it as a mall walk.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. All right. Anyone else would like to ask question or to share your opinion? Or can I ask question? Okay, no lah, I won't ask question. Oh, but I think in our registration form there are two questions that asked by by all us some of you, which are
Share screen.
okay. Thank you, Sam. You're very efficient. Okay, so test for APOE4 gene available and what cost? Okay, for someone for those who are not familiar, what is a APOE gene? APOE4 gene. Okay, this gene is now is a very, we call it our industry like to call it as a genetic test, where it will show whether you will have a risk of developing dementia like Alzheimer disease or this dementia problem lah. Okay, is it available and how much does it cost? For this one, even I asked the professor also, is like now I can make example in UMMC. We are not practicing doing the test for ApoE4, but we are doing the Tau X. Tau X. So Tau X is actually also kind of is a protein in the genetic things also. But why I want to suggest more on Tau X because this is more benefit because it can be detected in the early phase for you to have Alzheimer disease. Yeah, because when in the early phase, only also this Tau X what do you call it? This already can be detected in your blood and also your your blood lah, as simple as doing from your blood. And it is available in UMMC, Pusat Perubatan Universiti Malaya. It is cost for 2,000. So if you have any needs for you to check using this biomarkers things, you can prepare for the course lah. We can do that test. But for ApoE4, for my research team, I have Villa. Villa, she is doing research on ApoE4, but it's still in our most on a clinical phase, not really available for public. But she does plan to commercial this once she finished with her study. She's now doing her master. So that is among my networks information. But what is available in outside in Malaysia, I still have not good information about this. Okay, but to be honest with you, it will cost 1,000. So that's why instead of for you to spend this kind of amount to test, right? The most simple way that I can suggest you do is to the memory screening. Memory screening is a very is non-invasive and very easy for us to start with. Where, for example, if you come to ACT4Health, we will administer you a set of questionnaire. It's an interview based, and from the interview base, and then from the history taking, your lifestyle habit, and all the other information, I will be able to consult you and to customize you what are the next steps that need to do based on your result. So it doesn't cost that much, and it's just cost for you to be especially in here for our memory assessment. We cost 220. So we will help you from the beginning and what to do next as well. And if you require to start the therapy also in ACT4Health, we do have a brain exercise. That's the layman term, brain exercise, but it is actually from the scientific term of cognitive stimulation therapy, where it's already proven to show improvement and maintenance for those who are having early and mild dementia. Okay, so just take a very immediate step and not cost. Even in health screening also, when we have a community engagement health screening, whenever you see there is a memory opportunity to test, yeah, it's for free. And if it's showing an issue, it's then for you to do a further test. Uh, all right. I hope I answer for this first question. And second question, I think is on brain exercise, kan? Yeah, on cognitive. Thank you, Sam. When should we start cognitive training? Okay, I can put it here as two situations. The The first situation is if we already do memory assessment for you, and then we found out that you or your loved one having early on already in the early phase, or in is still, because when we talk about dementia, there are certain phases that are early, mild, and also moderate and severe. So early and mild is the symptom is just about the same. And this is where the phase that we still can do a lot of things. So one of the things that will be benefited is this cognitive training. I assume cognitive training here is like how we practice here in ACT4Health. We do cognitive stimulation therapy that will be conducted by our occupational therapists. So when you are still in the early and mild, you will have gain a lot more benefit with the routine and the exercise that conducted in this cognitive training. Um, you can start as early as possible when you are detected you having the early or mild dementia. Okay, for your loved one or anyone that you know lah. Okay, the second scenario is that cognitive training to prevent. Okay, to prevent means you don't have any memory issues, but you just don't want to getting there. You just don't want to have that because you know that you already have a high risk. Where, for example, just now you already have the diabetes, or maybe you already have the high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and you have the other all risk factors. Then you can start to do a cognitive training just as soon as possible. Just take it as a stimulation activity lah. Remember the 5 steps just now. So the cognitive training here available widely. Even if you search in the website, in the Play Store, or if in iPhone we call it as what, yeah. Sorry, I'm an Android user. I don't know in iPhone they call it as what. But if you search for apps that you can install your phone, there's a lot of game brain that you can do. Even just now, that my team, which is at Monash University, there's a Cognify. Cognify brain is a game. It's a apps based game, but now it's only available in iPhone user. So you can start to install all of this game. You can install Sudoku, puzzle, or if you are more traditional people that like to hold something, you can buy a Sudoku book. So all of this actually a cognitive training. It doesn't have to be a very rigid routine like this is what you need to do. This is what you know what I mean? As long as you do something to keep on maintaining and stimulating your brain, that is a good start. Okay. So yeah, it's already 4 o'clock. And this is all the question from the registration form.
Doctor, there are one question in the chat box.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Sam. What are the factors in caring for dementia person at home before we should institutional care? Ah, okay, understand. What are the factors in caring? Okay, so I understand from this question means if someone who are taking care of person living with dementia at home, but when is a situation that is time to get help and sent to the institutional care. I hope this is what the question is, and from my understanding from this question. Okay, when talking about the caregiver perspective, right? In our practice, we always talking about red flag. Red flag means if you are as a caregiver, we do understand because when you're taking care with someone living with dementia, that when we see our patient, it's not only the person living with dementia, but we see the family members as well, the caregiver as well. Kita kena jaga dua-dua, jaga the person living with dementia and also the caregiver. Because why? Both need to be in the same mission. Of course, people living with dementia, sometimes they might not cooperated. So that's why we need to also make sure the mental health, the rest is enough, all the supports that we need to give to the caregiver is enough. But if you already feel that you already overwhelmed, you memang dah overwhelmed, you feel like you have the intention to do something is not is unintentionally you want to do something to your loved one, like for example you dah rasa you raise your voice, you feel how to say overwhelmed lah, so the term is overwhelmed, then yes, it is time for you to seek for help already. And sometimes when people living with dementia, like I said just now, there's a different stages. When you are in a moderate to severe, it's a very difficult because they might show a behavioral problem. And to handle with the behavioral problem, they already need to get certain medication to improve their symptoms so that they can become calmer. They are more not say focused, but they are more calmer and more easier to maintain. So when all of these stages, if you afford to, please look for the institution that have dementia cares special, not so specialist, but they are dementia care trained. They are dementia care trained. It's because it's not similar to take care of a senior people that can handle themselves or that need assisted living or chronic diseases. It's different. And the caregiver in that institution also need to have a heart to take care of them because this is not an easy job. So if you already, like I said just now, if you already feel overwhelmed, and you have and thank God if your socioeconomic status costs you to that you afford to this, please you can seek for help already. I hope this answer. But if you want to ask continuation from that my answer, you also can ask because we still have a few minutes more, I believe, that we can spend. Thank you, Sipicha, for the question. Your name is familiar. I feel that you are our usual participant.
Our research participant.
Oh, research participant. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, okay. Our Linus participant, is it? Oh, ageless participant. Yes, Matilda Gabriel. You can switch on your mic and you can ask your question.
Yeah, I'm also a Linus participant. I did all the sets, lah. But I think the last one, I had some issues with my health, so I didn't do the last one. I couldn't do the last
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry about
Sorry
that.
about
I hope
that.
you're getting better now.
It's better now. I would like to know whether we will have a recording of this program because there are many of my friends who will be quite interested to know. See, like
Oh
myself
yeah.
also, I slept off. I dozed off once in a way, so I I sort of
Oh,
missed off some of the things. You see, but this is a napping time, you know. So I would love it if you all can give us a recording, lah, share it. Because I'm also with the ex of our health, and many of my friends are not. So I would like to share with them.
Okay. Thank you so much, Megan, for asking this question. Yes, we do have the recording, and our practice is that we will upload the YouTube,
On YouTube.
and
Okay.
then team will try as soon as I think it's around 14 days or 7 days. We will send you a follow up in your registered. If you are registered in our form, we will have the email. Then we will email to you the link to our YouTube, the recorded lah. So then from that YouTube, that you can share around the link because it's for open access to everyone. Yeah, thank you so much because you have because you want to share with your friends, and I'm so sorry. I should be more interesting so that you're not you not sleep. Okay. All right. So with that, thank you so much again for all of this very interesting and you guys are very good in asking questions. I'm happy to have all this question. And before I end, I would like to remind you for those who are not registered yet, we are now open our registration for our last webinar of the year, because we are now already in September. In November, we will have Caring for Your Mental Health as You Age by my dearest colleague. She is a Dr. Dalina. She is a clinical psychologist. She's a very good person. I mean, yeah, because she worked as a researcher in among seniors, and she is the very correct person to talk about this for mental health among seniors. Yeah. So this will happen on 4th of November, same time, 3 to 4, and via Google Meet platform. Okay, so please scan this QR code, take picture, take this picture and then share with your friends and register to this webinar. Okay, so before I say bye-bye to all of you, can all of you switch on your camera so that we can take picture together? Sam, are you ready for taking picture?
Can?
All right. Hello everyone.
You will bring the PMIS.
Right, I saw the younger face out.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, smile.
Smile.
All right.
Yep. All right. So please make sure to follow our social media as well, because that is where we will share the recorded link and also the nice picture of all of you as well. Yeah. And yeah, again, I hope to see you soon. If you come to ACT4Health, please drop by. We are in section 19 PJ. You can have a test here. Okay. And all right. So thank you so much, everyone. Bye. Have a good day and weekend.